Veronica, thank you so much. It's a pleasure, great pleasure to be here today. I'm Tom Campbell. I'm the director at the Fine Art Museums. And I'd like to start by thanking Veronica and Christina Linden for their leadership and collaboration in organizing and generously hosting this symposium, and for the support of Deborah Cullinan and the formidable Stanford Arts community. I know there's a whole team of staff behind this, so thank you all for your part in organizing this. In just a few minutes, I'll introduce our first speakers, and we'll embark on the discussion, trying to kind of draw in some of the learnings of this week. As you've heard, this is a new initiative that the Fine Art Museums have initiated, working with András, Szántó, really trying to create a forum. Obviously, there are many forums looking at the interfaces of technology and this and that, but it seemed very relevant to create a forum here in the Bay Area looking at the interface of art and technology. We have major art cultural institutions here, and of course, this is ground zero for the technological revolution. It's been very kind of grounding and sobering for us over this last few days, as we've moved from a museum environment, thinking about the impact of technology on our work in museums, to meeting with artists, to meeting with entrepreneurs, and just seeing the speed of development that's going on. I think many of us in this room remember the advent of Windows and the internet back in the late 90s as being pretty dramatic. And then the introduction of handheld devices, the pervasiveness of handheld devices from around 2010, the vast democratization of information that those two waves of development initiated. And it's really humbling now being in this moment where we're seeing this new wave of quite extraordinary development and disruption as artificial intelligence now becomes widespread. We actually had a meeting at the OpenAI headquarters earlier this week, and as we listened to the wonderful colleagues there, one was thinking, well, actually, what you're telling us now, you clearly wrote a month and a half ago, and it's already outdated. This amazing sense of rapidity of growth. We also yesterday visited, we went to the campus, the Apple campus, and then to the Google campus. And between the space age utopian futurism of the Apple campus and the almost goofy kindergarten styling of the Google campus, I'll meet you by the dinosaur. And then we'll go and do some programming that's going to change the world. It's amazing, just the physicality of being here where these things are changing so fast. So we feel very privileged. I'm very grateful to our international colleagues who've joined us. I'm just going to quickly make some thanks to those who've helped with this. Colleagues this week, the Asian Art Museum, SF MoMA, Grey Area Gallery, OpenAI, Bloomberg, Apple, Google Arts and Culture, and now the Cantor Arts Center. And our sponsors, Adobe, Zenni Eyewear, trustees Rebecca Henderson and David Spencer, the Fieldwood Fund, and the John Pritzker Family Fund. Our thanks to all of them. So with that, I'm going to introduce our first three speakers. I'll introduce them all together, and then we'll get going. Sonia Lawson is the founding director of the Palais de Lomé in Togo, an ambitious renovation, cultural, and environmental project which opened its doors recently in 2019. She was entrusted with the conception, management, design, and oversight of the transformation of the former governor's palace into a center for art and culture after the building had laid abandoned for more than 20 years. The Palais de Lomé showcases the diversity of the Togolese and African cultural production in visual arts, design, new media, culinary arts, performing arts, such as dance, music, and theatre, through diverse settings and exhibition spaces. The venue has a strong emphasis on biodiversity. Our second speaker, Seb Chan, is Director and CEO at ACMI in Melbourne. Appointed to the role in August 2022, he was previously a key part of the team behind the organization's $40 million renovation project, underpinned by co-design methodology, which transformed the ACMI into a multi-award-winning, multi-platform museum. Seb joined ACMI as Chief Experience Officer in 2015, as the senior executive responsible for the experience and engagement division of the museum. And of course, that's where it's all happening. It's the audience engagement nowadays. He designed and leads ACMI's CEO digital mentoring program, working with CEOs and directors across the Australian arts and cultural sector. He is currently the national president of the Australian Museums and Galleries Association. And our third speaker will be Kamini Sawhney. As the Museum of Art and Photography's first director, Kamini Sawhney has brought together a young, inspired team that is focusing on creating a new museum experience for audiences in India. In leading this founding team, Sawhney has helped shape a vision for the Museum of Art and Photography that seeks to inspire people to interact with art in ways that encourage humanity, empathy, and a deeper understanding of the world we live in. At the end of the session, Hanru Ho, the former director of Maxi in Rome, who's stepping down after 9 years leading that contemporary art institution, will lead a Q&A discussion. So with that, I'm going to invite Sonia to the podium.